Good morning, my gardening friends. I'm Lark, and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5. And it's Tea Time Tuesday. And I'm going to show you a few more things that are blooming this week. Not many, but a few. Hydrangeas are just starting to pop. You like my birdies? That's not dubbed in music. That's my birdies. So beautiful. And perilla. Corydalus. Yellow. Nice for shade. I'd say part shade, part sun. I think it fries in full sun because it's real thin-leafed. Cilantro is bolting, and I let it go to seed because I like the white. Plus I eat it in salads. We had some heavy storms here. Remember last week? You couldn't see that support I have in there. So I got to get in there and put the hydrangeas up, leaning up against it. Bee balm is getting ready to bloom. In some places it is blooming. But this is a lot of shade under these pine trees. Lots of stuff is leaning, so I'm going to be doing my twigging method. I did do it on a few things here. And deadheading the sage is on my to-do list, so I get a longer bloom time. Clustered bellflower, primrose, sundrops. Spiderwort is going to be getting cut down to the ground. Dragonflies. Isn't he pretty? He will eat the bad guys. Gloriosa daisies. The bee balm almost looks like a poinsettia where it's the leaf that is colored. Whoops. But then it'll get all those frilly red petals on it. This is real drought tolerant plant, and it's in the lamb's ear. Lamb's ear? Yeah. Family. Real drought tolerant. Poor soil. Coreopsis or tick seed. The last few days it's been in the 80s, low 90s, and humid. This is Joe Pye Gateway, and I didn't have it planted up this close to the path, but I think it'll look pretty. It planted itself in threes, so I'm going to let it stay. The new growth on the pygmy barberry. I like that against the greens. But it's been so warm, and now the daylilies are starting to set bud. See what the wind does? That'll get knocked down to the ground. I'll chop it down. Stella. Ooh, I didn't walk back here. Everything's laying down. Stilbees. I found a woodchuck hole, so I put a bowling ball on top of it so I didn't step in it. I didn't have any extra ground to fill it in. It goes so deep. Wow, this is early. This is the Simicifuga, Hillside Black Beauty, and it's setting its flower already. That's odd. Since we had such a cold, wet spring. Oh, the deer have been pruning for me. Feverfew. I have to get in and cut the flowers off my hostas. I'll make a bouquet out of them. Blue angel, white flower. Masterwort. That takes full shade. Pretty foliage of the hostas. Red astilbe, finale. Oh, this is a good sign. I transplanted these spring, and I see I will have a bloom or two on them. I divided them. Ooh, this bee balm is looking fine. It's Jacob Klein. Every year I take off of this tick seed, and every year it spreads more. I will get more aggressive this year after it blooms. So pretty with the gloriosas just opening. My blue alliums. You're thinking, last week they were purple, weren't they? Are you smiling yet? I paint those alliums. Most of you know that, but there are a few new people coming. I'm getting subscribers, and yes, I spray paint them. Common ditch daylily, but very pretty. This time of the year, I like that tall orange back there. I have orange up front here, so then I like to repeat the color. I'm saving seed from this lupine. I spread it every year. Okay, here's my twigging method. I think last year's tips and techniques. I showed you how to do the twigging method, but this is real close to the edge. And the wind catches it real easily. There's nothing else holding it. So I take dead, dried twigs from my pine trees, and I prop up the plant with the twig, stick it in the wet ground because it just rained, and then the plant will get thicker and hide the twigs. It's a nice natural way of supporting plants. Right now when I do it, it's a little easier to see it, but you won't see it after a while. Little zebra grass. Lots of perilla. Big ears. Really drought tolerant. And I just weeded that. You know how long it took me to weed that sedum? Perilla was in there. Long time. Lots of twigs on the grass from our storm, and we're due for one tonight too. These were laying down, these gloriosa daisies. So I did the twig method. They're standing erect again. And you see the twigs in there? And they will look pretty. They straightened out as soon as they dry out a little. Allium. Chocolate. Euphorbia, I think. I get that mixed up every week, or every time I talk about it to you, but I know it is called chocolate, the variety. Okay, monarchs, anytime now. We got enough milkweed to keep you all happy. Remember how I said the trumpet vine, I thought it died? It's doing good. Native cup plant. The deer are liking that. See how it holds water? Right here. Finches like to drink that. Little birds. Maybe the hummingbird. I haven't seen the hummingbird on it, but I would think they'd like it too. Oh, it's setting flower. At least a couple of them. The trumpet vine. Good. There are dozens of trumpet vines. Oh, I know. I have a clematis growing up here. Can you see? Right here is a clematis using the trumpet vine for a trellis. And the clematis is a deep purple. It will be a deep purple. That should look pretty against the orange, right? But there's lots of trumpet vines coming up in here. Here's one right here. But this gets whacked down every year. We'll walk back here a little. Tansy. Herb. Circle flower, which is in the loosestrife family. And they call it this, at least I call it the circle flower, or known to, because you see how it whirls around the stem. Pretty. Not doing too much in the bog garden this year. There's a few tomatoes that are probably floating after the storm. Yellow flag, iris. It's amazing that we don't have a mosquito problem yet. Amazing, because we've had so much rain. Lots of dogwoods back here. Dogwoods, aspen, tamarack, oaks. Goat's beard. A sedge, a variegated sedge. Orthello. Orthello what lark? Ligularia. This is the rocket. Not yet. It's not blooming yet. But it'll be pretty coming down behind the ferns here. Bright yellow it'll be. see. Yep, we'll walk back this way. Not too interesting back here? Well, then you can say goodbye to me. I'm just going to walk where the creek is and give you a look-see. Oh, here's my elderberry. See? Maybe I'll get the berries this year instead of the birdies. Tamarack. Look at that pretty bark. And moss and lichen. Should get myself painting that. Hot and humid, so I'm going to paint this afternoon. Who wants to iron? No, we'll paint instead. Also have back here a wild blue iris. Blue flag, I think. The other one I showed you was yellow flag. This is blue flag. Too windy to you guys. Feels good on a hot and humid day. You can see the tip of our property over there, and then it rounds the bend like a finger there and then comes back where we were standing in the little beach there. Looking for nettle back here. I didn't see any, but it's up in my garden. Stinging nettle. Had it for breakfast this morning. Just steam it a little, put it in my bone broth, along with lamb's quarters. What else I put in? Oh, we had a beaver go through. I don't think I showed you. What time is it? Oh, I got a little time here. He took down the one and only that Dave did not have chicken wired, and he stripped this baby really good. This was a live tree, not dead, and Took off all the foliage. Drug it a little bit over there. Isn't that something? See how he carves his way? He must have been just passing through. Dave and I have to take the canoe out and see if he did any damage to some of the people down creek. Those are some big wood chips. But he only got this one. He couldn't get any more because we have these chicken wires, you see? Usually doesn't go up that high. He only goes up like 4 foot. Lost that tree to wind last year or the year before. Right across our path over there. So now they've made a new path on this side. No morels this year back here. I didn't find any. Did find a few up by the garden next to my bark mulch and my stone. They like growing in there. They must have came in on the spores must have come in on the bark. A lot of duckweed comes now this time of the year. Little bitty plants help in the wetland, cleaning the water. This is where our property ends, just about here. You can see Dave cuts a little bit down here so we can see the critters that are down by the creek. Then it takes a bend that way. Goes to Mill Pond. So my friends, thanks for walking with me. Not a lot new this week, a little bit. But I kind of like you to experience grabbing a cup of tea or coffee or beverage of choice and just walking with me, listening. All the different colored greens. Take care. I appreciate you coming to my channel. It just brings me joy. No money, just joy chatting with you. Love going on your garden tours too. If you have a channel and I haven't checked it out, let me know, okay? If you have a gardening channel, I'd love to visit it. This hosta's for the deer, and they don't eat much of it. Isn't that silly? Take care. Bye-bye.